What's going on, everybody? Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports, bringing you a brand new video. And with all of the Adidas remakes in the last few years, I figured this would be a video that some people that are a little bit younger, certainly younger than me, would find helpful because they weren't necessarily around for the release of all the original OG Predators with the classic tongues, the leather uppers, and all of the rubber elements. So let's get into this video on how to wear the classic Predators properly. Alright guys, thank you for stopping by. As always, Mike McIntyre, All Things Sports, brand new video, and this one's a bit different. I thought of this one and I thought it would be a good video, particularly for those younger viewers, with the remakes of all the Adidas Predators coming out and recapturing that former glory of rubber elements, leather uppers, and classic leather tongues with the elastic. So we're going to show you how to lace all of those classic Predators, starting with the Accelerator and going right through to the Powerswerve. So let's get into it and show you guys how it works. We're going to begin with the Accelerator. Now, the Accelerator originally did not have an elastic. On the last few remakes, Adidas has given us the elastic, which in my opinion is fantastic. They should have an elastic, and it definitely helps create a much better seamless design and flat area, surface area, at least when you strike the ball. So, as you can see, the Accelerator tongue is not very long. It's not like the ones that came after it, where the tongue comes all the way down here to cover the laces entirely. So, the elastic should be placed, again, this is my opinion, but from a standpoint in terms of performance and in terms of look, I think this is the best way. The elastic should be placed right between the arch of the foot. So I have the heel piece, I have the forefoot piece, my elastic is right in the middle, and that's how you get the look of it not looking overstretched and coming straight down towards the ground in a very seamless design, and the laces are covered and the tongue still gets covered. So please don't be the person on any of the boots. I'm going to show you this on any one. Please don't be that person that has the Accelerator tongue this far down, okay? Because on the Accelerator, that doesn't work. On any of the Predators, don't be the person that has the elastic way down at the forefoot on the last two studs like that, because you can see how it's overstretched to the front, and certainly with the laces actually tied and the tongue way back there, you can see how that elastic is going to snap and it doesn't look good. So please don't do that on any of the Predators. Don't do it on the Accelerator. The original Precision did not have an elastic. These remakes did not. In my opinion, it should. Okay, but don't be the person with the Precisions wearing the tongue like that. Don't do that. That doesn't look good. It's not functional. You need to get the Velcro down on the Precision so that the tongue covers all of the laces. And on the last model, this applies for the Mania, the Pulse, the Absolute. Don't be the person, once again, that has the tongue way up here, like this. Okay, you see how short it is? Don't do this on the Mania, Absolute, Pulse, or Powerswerve. Don't put the elastic way down here at the tip over the last two studs. Have it stretch. Look how much that's stretched. Don't do that. Get the tongue down to cover the laces properly and have the elastic placed so that it comes straight down towards the ground. So the tongue is covering the laces entirely. We don't see any laces sticking out the side. We don't want that. And we don't want the elastic to look overstretched to the front like this. So I'm going to show you how to do it with all three models. Let's send it over the turf. So this is how you should lace the Adidas Predator Accelerator. Tie them tight as you normally would, and I like to double knot all my Predators because it allows me to pull the bows long, right? You see how I have a really long bow but a really short piece here? So I'll pull a long bow because I can double knot that. Creates a shorter lace, so there's less to worry about with the plastic pieces here because they're super short. Then I'll take the bows and I'll tuck the bows underneath some of the laces that are down, and that keeps all of the laces in a small bunch. It doesn't really do much in terms of creating a bubble on top of your foot, to be honest, because I can flatten it down and the tongue covers it up. So I'll create this little bit here and the laces stay tucked in so they're not flapping out everywhere. And then with the accelerator, you don't need to pull the tongue too far down because it's not very long. And then the elastic goes between the two sole plate pieces. So it's not overstretched. You can't see any of the laces. It's perfectly covered. And you get a really nice flat tongue surface. And the elastic is not overstretched. It doesn't look silly. It's not way down here forward towards the front of the boot. That's how you lace the Predator Accelerator. Okay, so we're on the Predator Precision now. In my opinion, the Precision should 100% have an elastic. Now, on this release, they didn't do it, and on the original, there actually wasn't an elastic either. But if there was, the tongue could fold down here, and the elastic should go around in this area underneath these two studs here, and come out on the other side between the two studs there. But because this one doesn't have an elastic, we need to be a little bit careful on how we lace them. Now, some people just don't use the last eyelet up here. From a performance standpoint, you should absolutely use it to get the best lockdown, and we can still kind of work our way around it. But again, this is the only Predator, in my opinion, that you could get away with not using that last eyelet. So, in terms of lacing, here we go again. We're gonna lace them. And again, I told you, for all Predators, I do the same thing. We pull the laces tight. Okay, now this part's key on the Precision. You need to make sure you pull the tongue up as much as you can so that nothing gets bunched up here. And then you want to make sure that the little cutout of the tongue is higher than the last eyelet of the laces. Okay, so then we'll lace them, and again, Predator, you always do the same thing. You make the loops or the bows longer than the extra pieces. So here you go. See how long I make the loops and how short the little piece is right here. I'll double knot all my Predators from a performance standpoint. I get better lockdown. Now this is the key. I can take these loops and tuck them underneath the laces like that. Take the leftover pieces, fold these under here, and I can spread them out again just enough so that there's no big bubble at the top of my foot. So now I pull the tongue on top. I make sure everything is tucked under there so the laces don't stick out the side. I can pull the tongue down, and now I get it almost all the way down so that it looks good, but they still function well because I have the eyelets tied at the highest point. So now you get the full look of the Predator Precision. They look the way they should. The tongue comes almost all the way down to the end, but the laces are not sticking out the side, and you don't have any elastic to worry about in this Precision. But again, in my opinion, these should definitely have an elastic. Now, the Predators with the elastic, okay? So we have the long tongue and the elastic. So the Manias, the Pulse, and the Absolute, even the Powerswerve, in my opinion, this is the best way to lace them. So, because we have an elastic, now look, these ones are destroyed, okay? These ones are really old, so that's why you see this little bit here. But just ignore that, you can still get the same effect. So again, I need to pull the tongue up as high as I possibly can, so there's no bunching here. I pull the laces tight. Again, on the Absolute, you can definitely use the last eyelet up here. From a performance standpoint, you absolutely should. And on even the Manias, the Pulses, and these Predator Absolutes, the last eyelet doesn't get in the way the same way it does on the Precision because of the way the Precision's tongue is shaped. This one is much more, I guess, this one's just friendlier in terms of how to lace them. So once again, I pull, for any classic Predator, I pull the laces, you know, really, really tight, and the bows, the loops are significantly longer than these two pieces here. Again, I told you I double knot them because it makes a shorter loop, a little bit shorter in terms of the laces. Now I can tuck them under some of the laces that I have. Make sure that these little pieces, the little tiny pieces with the plastic tips, make sure those get stuck under there as well. And if it's relatively flat, you don't get that bump. The tongue covers it up. And now this is key. You see I fold it down. The tongue covers my laces entirely. Now, where you place the elastic depends completely on where the tongue is. Don't be the person that has the tongue like this but pulls the elastic way out in front like this. That just looks stupid and it's dumb. Make sure your tongue, if you do it right, you can get the tongue to cover the laces entirely, and now the elastic fits properly in this forefoot area of the shoe. It goes between the second and third stud at the back. Okay, there's there's 4 on this side. It goes in the middle of the 4, and on the medial side you have 3 studs. It goes 2 elastic, 1. And now, as you can see, the boots are laced, the elastic is not overstretched, and the laces are completely covered. The tongue is doing its job the way it should. So that's how you lace the Absolute, the Pulse, the Mania, and even the Powerswerves. Alright guys, so there you have it. Down at the turf, I showed you all 3 models. We've covered every model from the Accelerators through to the Powerswerves. 10 years of Predator tongues, elastics, rubber elements, leather uppers. This is how it should be done in my opinion. I hope you found this video useful. Please don't be the guy that laces the Predators wrong. Be the person that knows how to lace them. These are a few of my tips that I use in order to achieve that look. I'm sure some people have other ways, but again, we want the laces covered, we want the tongue covering the intended portion of the tongue, and we want the elastic to be where it should be and not overstretched towards the front of the boot. So I hope you found that helpful. If you enjoyed the video and you liked it, please hit that like button. If you have a comment or a question, leave that down below. I'll definitely get an answer out to you. And last but not least, please hit that subscribe button and the bell notification so that you don't miss out on any more videos from All Things Sports. Guys, I'll be back in the next one. Take care. I'm signing off for now. Mike McIntyre, All Things Sports. Take care. Peace.